Hello and welcome to Golden Lion Tarot. Today, I would just like to take a moment to thank you for joining me. This is only the second video that I have recorded to put on YouTube, so I would like to ask you to please subscribe or at least give me a like. I know I'm new. If any of this reading helps you in any sort of way or shed some light onto something new, I am hoping that it will connect you with your spirit guides and shed some light in various ways that maybe you haven't thought about or that's lingering in your subconscious. So thank you. And today we're going to be discussing, how does your ex feel about you? I've got three piles, all with different pieces of blue aragonite on them. Pile number 1. They remind me of the ocean. And this, you should take a moment while I'm showing you these stones. If you need to pause the video, that's fine. Do whatever you do to intuitively connect with your proper pile. I know when you do a pick a card reading, I like to close my eyes and connect each pile to my heart chakra, and then I feel into that feeling, and however my heart responds to each pile is then how I go and pick the pile that works best for me. So I'm going to go ahead and remove piles number 2 and 3. And I have pre-shuffled, but I have not looked at these cards. So I'm going to go ahead and flip them over and arrange them to the best of my ability to help shed some more information on this subject of how does your ex feel about you in this moment. And just remember, whenever you do get this reading, say 3 years or 5 years from now, it will be applicable to you because this is a timeless tarot reading. All right, I'm just going to take a moment to look at the cards and get situated with the energies. All right, so pile number 1, I see that your ex is very much in love with you still. But your ex knows that there was a lot of hardships. I think that he can feel that your love is strong, and possibly you guys have a really strong connection, and the both of you have felt this connection, and it's like a connection that you have with each other that you've never had with anyone else. I feel that you guys are very much on the same wavelength. You are possibly the other half of each other, and it could even be a soulmate. But the only problem is that your energies are not matching up at this time. I see that there's been many obstacles and challenges. Even though a couple's love is super strong, and possibly they love each other more than they love anyone else, and they appreciate their other half more than they appreciate any other else, it still can be time to walk away. So I feel that this breakup was needed, definitely. I feel that your other half was very upset when this happened. I feel that he set a lot of his feelings into this. I feel that he 100% gave his all of his that he could give to you. I don't think that his all was good enough for you, though. I think that he feels that he put a lot into this relationship, and so it was really hard to walk away. Really hard. And I think he's kind of feeling how much that he put into that relationship, to your relationship right now. I think he's wallowing in that, in fact, in a kind of depressive sort of way. I think that he's dwelling on the fact that he has a loss right now. I think that he's trying to build something new without you, but it's going very slowly because he's surrounded in pain. But it is good that he's trying to build something new without you. I do not feel like he's going to be contacting you. I feel that he's more in like a depressive sort of way where he can only see his failures in the relationship. I think that he feels that he has to be totally strategic from here on out because he doesn't understand why this didn't work out. He might even feel like if you didn't love him, then what good is he? He's failing to understand that you were just possibly more evolved than him in this sort of way. And he feels that he needs to be really strategic if he's going to win another love. He feels that he did give his heart and he was jolly, but it wasn't enough. So if he's going to have another love again in his life, which he hopes would be you, but he doesn't see that happening. He would love another chance with you, but he does not see that happening. He feels that if he's ever going to have another love in his life, that he's going to have to be very strategic and possibly hide more of himself, but that's not at all what is needed. What is needed is that he needs to be more open and willing to heal and willing to heal with you or his next love. His or her, I'm sorry, I'm feeling like it's a male. But that could just be a masculine energy. A female can have masculine energy. I know that I have a strong masculine side to me. In a very feminine way, though. I just feel that this love, he's not healed in any sort of way. I feel that this love, well, in his mind, this love that he had with you is setting him back. Whereas I feel like you're looking at it more as you're learning from it. But for him, it's like he feels that he has to go within and hide even more. Whereas I think he's in his mind too much instead of his heart. I feel that his upbringing possibly has a lot to do with the way he opened up to you. And also, this card here is standing out. It says, children. Your love life is being affected by children. So there's a possibility that he had children or you have children, one of you didn't feel safe in this relationship with the other's children, or didn't feel safe when the children came into play. And that could have also been a very good big factor on why you didn't stay together, because children need to be protected. So let's just pull a couple more cards, see if I get anything else. So you feel like you need to guard yourself. Do you feel like you need to guard yourself over all that you've accomplished this far, and you feel like he could be upsetting what you are guarding? And I think that he somehow knows that he didn't fit into or he or she didn't fit into this little life of yours, and this person knows how protective you are of what you have built, your garden, your family, your way of living, and he feels very low that he could not be a part of that. He or she could not be a part of that. I feel like you've worked really hard, and you were open, and you tried. I feel like you were very open to the differences and trying to bend toward what this person was, because you did have this grand love, but this person maybe did not bend and try to become more like you and what your needs were. So yeah, I feel like this person thinks about you when they lay down at night. I think there's a very sad place in their heart for you right now, and they hope that they can heal from this. They don't really see a love future with you, but because they just feel like they weren't good enough, even though you adored them. You absolutely adored them, and I feel like there was quite a bit of attraction here. And they have something very special that you haven't seen in other places. But they're only looking at what they don't have right now, instead of creating and learning and trying to talk with you and become something different. They're just stuck in trying to be something that they're not, something that they need to hide, something that they need to protect, instead of something they could share with you and change and become something different. Okay, so that's what I see for pile number 1, and I want to thank you for listening, and I could ask you to please leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. I am a new tarot reader on the YouTube scene, and I would appreciate your support. Thank you. Okay, pile number 2. You chose this middle stone, this blue aragonite. All right, just give me a moment to get your cards in order to where I can see what the message is here for you. All on how does your ex feel about you? Just give me a moment to look at the cards. I have not seen them yet. So I think that your ex is focusing on what they have. I feel that they're focusing on what makes them feel stable. I think they look at you as somebody that's living it up and having a great time. I think that your ex sees you as putting in effort and doing yourself, making yourself look good, making an effort to be happy, making an effort without them. And I think that your ex believes that you got over them very quickly. And your ex may feel that you healed fast and that you're just living it up and that you have everything that you want and you desire. And I feel like really what it kind of maybe bothers them that you moved on so quickly. But you know that, I feel that you know that there's no reason to sit around and cry and wallow over things that didn't work out. Your ex sees you being able to pick yourself up quickly and move into a new direction. And I think they might even be a little bit jealous of that. I'm not saying that your ex hasn't moved on, because I think that your ex probably has somewhat, maybe not quite like you. Let's see, has their ex moved on like this person? Their ex moved on like this. So, let's see if you can see those cards. So I think your ex is going back and forth, trying to figure out what to do next. Your ex thinks that you're very bubbly and very fun to be with and just always knows how to get what you want. And this person is looking at all that they have going on in their life, and they know that they want love, and that might be tripping them up a little bit because they're not just rolling with what comes next, whereas you are. They see how fast you just move with whatever comes at you. And I'm not saying that you haven't had challenges. Of course you have. But I think you keep yourself stable by looking at the positive and holding on to what's important to you and just flying high to the best of your ability. Whereas your ex really has their eyes set on a specific thing that they want, and I think that is love. And they're trying to figure out what they can do next to get that. I think they had a lot of fun with you, and they would like that in the future. I think that your ex is thinking about you. Your ex is thinking about you, looking back on all the fun times that you had. And I think that they're trying to focus on something that is not you, but they can't help it. They just keep thinking about how fun you were and how you were so much different than anyone else they have ever dated. but they're not giving themselves an opportunity to go out and have the fun. Like they want to create possibly somebody similar to you again, and they're unable to do that because they're just looking at the past. I think they're wondering why you are able to stay so happy all of the time, and how you are able to put in so much effort to looking and feeling so great. Whereas this person is more so trying to juggle life and look to their future, but they're not finding the fun part. They're just more so focused on their job, what they got to get done that day, and what they have to do to get through life. And if a love comes to them, a love comes to them. Whereas you would probably attract more fun and loving relationships because you are learning from your mistakes, learning from your past, and just knowing that you're valuable, so that whatever comes to you will also be valuable. You know that if something that doesn't stick, something that comes to you doesn't stick, then it was for your highest good. And this person is looking back, hoping there's more people in the world like you. All right. That is all I see for pile number 2. I send you lots of love, and I ask you to give me a like and possibly subscribe for me. I am a new tarot reader on YouTube, and I would appreciate your support. Thank you. All right, pile number 3. You chose this beautiful aragonite. I love the texture. All right, we are going to look into the energies of what is going on with your ex. How is your ex feeling? Okay, we've got awareness. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. That's really beautiful. The Emperor. Justice. The Nine of Coins. The Four of Coins. And the Queen of Cups. So I feel like your ex is feeling strong. I feel that you possibly could have helped them to think differently, because they learned quite a deal from you. I feel that they are really thankful for their time that they got to spend with you, and they know what value you brought to them. I believe that if you guys ended, that you did it in a fair way, and that each side was respected. I also think that you could have possibly helped to enhance their awakening or spark an awakening within them, because they feel very strong. They also feel like they have they're holding on to what you gave to them in a very high regard. I think that they put in some work. I feel that their work was appreciated, but that there was some sadness at the end, but it was done so respectfully that they have nothing but the ultimate respect for you. Let's just see if I can pull a couple more cards to see how you are. Okay, so I think you realized that you had some choices and that you weren't completely emotionally fulfilled. And in order to be emotionally fulfilled, you needed to bring some harsh truths to the table, but that these harsh truths were going to bring what you needed in order to grow again. Because when things get stagnant, it can become very uncomfortable, and sometimes one person feels it more than the other. But I think that you both felt this, so that it was, I'm not saying there was definitely some harsh words here, but I think that you could even be a couple that can still talk even after the breakup. And I think you both bring joy to each other, even as separate beings. I think that there's new you bring newness to each other now that you've broken up. And I think that your ex really respects you for this. I think that your ex also could be really focused on finances right now, and they may not be as emotionally awake as you, but you definitely brought that aspect to them. You showed them more emotional maturity probably than anybody else, and because of that, they will highly, highly regard you and respect you. They place you as a very sacred person. I think that they also were very attracted to you and possibly still are. And I think a lot of that attraction is the way that you bring truth to the table. And they can feel that you are searching for something higher than what you had with them, because I think what you had with them was really sacred for the moment that you guys had it together, but now you're in search of something much more in depth, and it might not even be a relationship. I feel that it's more like something heart fulfilling and whatever that may be. I think you both know that you grew from this relationship. I think you both came to each other at a really important time where you both fulfilled a void that the other one had. You both fulfilled something that was missing inside each other's hearts when you were together. And for that, you both have mutual respect for one another. But I think this person is very focused on achieving in their job, and you're more focused on your heart and purifying your heart and facing truth. This person definitely learned from you quite a bit, but they don't. Let's read their message. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So I feel like that message is for them. I feel like you already know this, that if you open your heart, you will give and receive the highest energy of all. I think this person is just, I don't know if this person even knows anything about that quite yet. I think he felt it in you, or he or she felt it in you, but it's like he or she still believes that the mind is the most important thing over the heart. What makes sense mentally is more important than what your heart feels. I think this person actually thinks like the heart, how they love and how they feel in the heart might even be secondary to the intelligence of the mind. Like, well, it looks good on paper for me to do this, therefore that's what I'm going to do. Whereas you would be like, this feels right, so this is what I'm going to do. And I just feel like you're in separate directions now, but having mutual respect for one another. I think you both think back on your times together with mutual adoration. You both think back at your time as a special time in your life. But there are other things to do now. And could be that like even religious factors broke you two up, or the way of growing, the way we were raised by our parents could influence this person, whereas you are all about the heart and the higher callings. Okay, I want to thank you. This is all I see for your reading. I appreciate you taking the time to connect with me, and I would also ask if you could give me a like, leave me a comment. That would help me a lot. Maybe something you liked from the video, and it will help me to make more content in the future. Also, when you do put your signature in the comment section and give me a thumbs up, it brings your energy toward what I'm creating so that I can better read for you. It just connects our energy to one another. So this is Golden Lion, and I thank you for connecting with me, and have a lovely rest of your day.